What's happening? Brother Brian, back at you once again. Today we're going to talk about some records. We're going to talk about Bobby Gas. But first things first, let's get through this music. I went out digging today and picked up some music. I was actually looking for three particular albums, and I found two of the ones that I was looking for. So, one of them that I wanted was this one right here. It's the Cranberries. This is the Cranberries, the best of 1992 to 2002. It's a gatefold double album. It's got some great songs on it, man. Of course, Dreams, Lingered, Zombie. You know, these, I enjoy it. The lead singer, Dolores O'Riordan. I'm sure that's not how you say it. But, yeah, this was something from my high school days, you know, with the prices of records and everything. I figured, man, I really like it. It's on Island, man. That's nice, man. But I figured, you know, if I want to get it, I better get it now because in a couple years, you know, this album might be thousands of dollars. Nice inner sleeves on it. Black wax. But you know, it's got that. I've been in that mood this week, man, listening to some of this '90s stuff, man. And it's got that song "Zombie" on it, man. And it's like this world's full of zombies, you know. So I don't think that's the best album cover either, man. It's like depicting Dolores there. You know, she died from alcohol. She died. Yeah, it's a shame. I actually worked with the guy that was friends with the band. So I picked that up today at Omega Music. And I picked this one up today too. This is kind of an overpriced EP. But I went ahead and picked it up anyway. It's called Milk Music is the name of the album. And this is an EP. It's the first demo with an extra track on it. Now, if you guys are familiar with this, then you know this is a fucking great band. Milk Music is a fantastic fucking band. They kill it. And if you're not familiar with them, you should probably dig into them and check them out. They're kind of on the garage rocky, you know, indie rocky, with some tinges of psychedelia even. I mean, I want to say, and I'm probably wrong when I say this, that they're kind of affiliated with Husker Du. So I picked this up today. And it's on this is the inner sleeve right here. On black wax. I would say that this record will probably be somewhat collectible too, because being that they're a smaller venue band, that you know they're not going to produce as many records. It also came with a poster. It's really cool. And the paper, it's like newspaper, but it comes with this really cool fucking poster. First demo tape, it says here at the bottom. Very cool though, man. So yeah. You know, I was walking around and I was debating, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get that record because I don't know what's on it. It's 6 songs. It's a 45 RPM EP. So it's a 6-song EP. So I went ahead and got it. Excuse me. Felt that one coming on. I stopped by the Goodwill, and they had a Buddy Guy CD at the Goodwill. I think this is a later one. You can see it's an older Buddy Guy, which he never did slow down. It was great. And then I got this at the Goodwill. I got a Yo-Yo Ma Brazil at Goodwill. And I went over to the Stogie place. It's in another little town over here. And I went over there, and there's a record shop right there. And one of the albums that I was wanting to get today was Four Non Blondes. Okay, and I could order it. I'm sure I could order it online. But I wanted to just try to find it, find a record. I couldn't find a record, but I did get lucky and I found the CD for $2. So I ended up getting the CD, 1992, and Linda Perry is the name of the singer. Fantastic group. Linda Perry was like a beginning her career as a solo artist where she would just do like the guitar and play like bars and clubs and different things like that. I think she's from California, so she was part of that California scene. She was into drugs and stuff, and I think she went to go get her life in order. And in that process, she needed some money, so she joined this group with Four Non Blondes. So, yeah, they got that song on here, man, and it's that song, What's Up? We all know that song. But, What's Up? I mean, her voice is just phenomenal, man. I just love her voice. I love, the things that she says in her songs. And you listen to that song, What's Up? And it's just like you look around in today's world, all this crazy shit going on with politics and humanity, man. It's just the world, it's just like it's in transition, man. The world's transitioning, and it's just like, what is going on? What's going on? So yeah, man, I wanted to get that. The album is Bigger, Better, Faster, More. Now I wish eventually I'll get this on vinyl. I'll get it on vinyl. And they was ringing me out, and I seen this sitting there while they were ringing me out. And this was a Bryan Adams MTV Unplugged. This is right there, MTV. So some chill acoustics. And it's got Summer of '69. Cuts Like a Knife. Just a fucking great song. Got 11 songs on this. MTV Unplugged. I picked it up. And I went over to one of my secret spots. And they had my old flame, Miles Davis. I think this is 1975. And I'm a big Miles Davis fan. So it's like if I could see an original, this is on Upfront. Miles Davis for under $20, an original one, It's in beautiful condition. I'm going to grab it. It's just that simple. It's coming home with me. I'm not really familiar with this particular album, but I grabbed it. And sometimes I'll listen to some albums. It's like if I'm sitting there digging and I'm not really sure about it. I actually pulled this up today. I seen this Dave Brubeck, Jazz Impressions of Eurasia, I guess. I don't know how you say that. But he's on a Pan Am. I love that cover with Pan Am. And I listened to this, man. And look at that. It's on a Columbia 6i, man. So yeah, that was for good price. I guarantee I'm going to really enjoy that. I listened to some of it on Spotify while I was sitting there shopping around. And last but not least, they had some really old-timey records, man. They had some old Patsy Cline. And these were really cheap, man. That's on the Decca. Conditions of them were pretty good, I think these were like $5 each, I love me some old Patsy. Now this next one I'm going to show you. You guys are going to dig this, man. Check this out, man. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before. It's an old Patsy Cline. Look at that. How classy she looks there. It's got the very young Patsy on the back. She's kind of got that cowboy look. You know, the old Western. It's been taped and stuff. It's on the old hilltop. Probably needs a good cleaning, but yeah, man, that was sitting there for $5, you know, so I grabbed that. And then this one was sitting there. I might have this or something, but I usually try to grab. They had a bunch of Kitty Wells, so I picked this up today. It's got the original winter sleeve. It's on Deca. Beautiful condition. Now check this out. Now this may not be your cup of tea, but man, you gotta appreciate. You guys gotta appreciate this, man. Look at this. Look at that old Louis Armstrong Satchmo at Symphony Hall, Boston, November 30th, 1947. Oh my goodness. It's got a stamp here. It's actually got a stamp here on it. It says St. Matthew Bible, 747 Decatur Street, Washington, 17 DC. Man, I tell you, man, I see these things like that, and I'm all over it. I want to show you this record, man. This is, look at this old Decca. Look at that old Decca, man. I'm glad. I really am glad that these are not popular. I'm glad you guys, these don't make the hipster scene, man. One day they probably will, but right now, you know, they're not cool. And I'm just glad that these beautiful albums are not cool, because I could walk up and pick them up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I could just get them for nothing. Beautiful. So I've got me some new wax here. And so, hell, let's just, I was going to cut this and do 2 videos, but let's just do 1 video. So, Bobby Gass. Now, first off, I contributed to the Bobby Gass funds, you know, and the thing about it is people get confused. Okay, there's all these hustles. There's always these hustles going on in the vinyl community. They go on every day. There's somebody hustling, and it's always up to the czar to bring clarity to these types of situations so people can understand what's really going on. What's going on? But, you know, Bobby ran this hustle, man. You know, I mean, and that's what it was. It was a hustle, man. And, you know, here's the thing, man. It's like, let's just say I'm out at Goodwill. I walk into a Goodwill. I walk over, and there's a Macintosh for $10. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, boom, I get it. You know, it's like, is that wrong? Is that right? You know what I'm saying? It's the hunt, man. You know, we're hunters. We're hustlers. You know, where I'm always out trying to, you know, you could get anything you want. You could go into anywhere and buy anything that you want if you've got enough money. You know, you don't have to go out and, you know, you could get online and order 10 of these today probably. But, you know, that's the fun part about dicking, is getting out there and hustling, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the hustle. So we all hustle. You know, if you own a car, you had to walk into a dealership and this guy's hustling you, man. He's trying to hustle you. You know, it's every day we're getting hustled, man. Hustling's not a bad thing. You know, when you understand the hustle, then you realize that it's not a bad thing to, you know, to have a little game and a little hustle. You know, you go to these flea markets and stuff, which I enjoy. is you could always hustle with these people on the prices. It's like, man, I'm not giving you 50 cents for this. I mean, I'm going to give you a quarter. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you go to the grocery store, let's say you go to your local grocery store, guess what? There is no hustle there, man. You're paying what the fuck they tell you, or you're going to starve. It's just that fucking simple. There's no hustle with the grocery store. They own your ass, you know? So, I mean, you got to learn to appreciate the hustle. Little Daisy. She's having a good time today, bless her heart. You know, so there's good hustles, there's bad hustles in the world, you know, but I'm not opposed to the hustle. I went out today and had to deal with some hustle, you know? And, you know, and give you an example of here's an example of a bad hustle. A person that's a good hustler, okay? He's a good hustler, but he actually threw down some bad hustle. And that would be Massey. Remember Massey had the Coleman record sales. It's like, it was horrible, man. It was a horrible hustle, man. It's like, you know, Massey's hustle was this. Hey, man, my best friend just died and left me his records, and I'm going to sell them immediately. You know, it's just like, holy shit, dude. That's like the worst hustle pitch I've ever heard in my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, if he would have came out with this hustle and been like, hey, man, I just came into some records and I want to flip them and give you guys a break on them and blah, 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 you know, then that would have been like, oh, cool. But, you know, but being that he was throwing out, hey, I'm going to sell my dead best friend's records, you know, it's just kind of classless, if you ask me. You know, you get out there and you throw a fucking that's a bad hustle. Now, Massey's a good hustler. He's a good hustler. At that particular moment, he slipped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then you remember the Christmas, remember the Christmas orphan hustle that was going on. It's like, hey, we're going to take up an offering for everybody. We're going to do a GoFundMe for the orphans. And then the money fucking disappears and whatever, man. But that's a bad hustle, man. Don't use orphan children to run your game. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad hustle. Bad hustle. Okay? So then you get Bobby Gass, okay? Bobby, you know, he's an old silver fox, man. You know what I'm saying? Bobby's a silver fox. He knows. He's ran hustles before. He knows what's up. He knew how to throw down the gauntlet, you know? So this situation arises that Bobby needs $4,000, okay? Right? So he gets on there and makes a couple videos, you know? My scooter, you know? And then he just puts it out there, you know? I mean, I kind of respect Bobby's hustle, man. I do. I respect the hustle, man. I was like, you know, Bobby, motherfucker, this is some good shit. And he gets on there, I think it was his first or second video, and he says, yeah, man, do a GoFundMe, you know, buy me a new scooter, you know? He just fucking threw it out there, man. And it was like, and then who shows up? Who shows up on the scene? Think about what I'm about to say. Who shows up? The same person that shows up at all the hustles, man. Pat. You know, remember the orphan. Pat was there for the orphan, you know. If there's an auction, man, you can believe Pat's in the middle of that. You know, if there's any type of hustle going on in the vinyl community, Pat's in the middle of it. Sure enough, here comes Pat. He shows up, throws out the GoFundMe. Bobby's sitting there going, I wonder if it's going to work. Rolling the dice, you know. And sure enough, it was like the next day. You know, Rachel, she was on there doing the hustle, you know, hustling people. Throw money in, help Bobby Gass out. Help Bobby Gass out, you know. And sure enough, man, the old Silver Fox fucking showed these youngsters what's up. You know, you can't take it off, man. These old folks, man, you can think whatever you want about Bobby, man. The motherfucker is a good hustler, man. He hustled it and he got his fucking $4,000. And I don't care. You know, really, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. man. I mean, he didn't use no orphan children or no dead friends. He just flat out said, do the GoFundMe for the scooter. I want $4,000. Throw four smackarunos in that mother for me. So I was like, you know what? I can appreciate that hustle. So I contributed. I was like, you know what? Bobby's my old friend. You know, we don't talk anymore. You know, but I still consider him my friend. And I said, you know, if Bobby needs a little cheddar, and Bobby's running a little hustle, man, and he needs some money, I'm going to give him some money. So I contributed. You know, a lot of people contributed. Man, I'll tell you, if your friends need your help, and you're able to help them out, man, help your friends out. Now, if they're fucking hustling you with some bogus hustle, fuck that shit, man. Tell them to work on their hustle, and then maybe in the future they might get a little bit more money. So, yeah, Bobby didn't do anything wrong, you know? But here's another thought, man. I want you guys to think about this, right? Think about this. These are just things I think about. I'm, you know, just the way my mind thinks. It's like all these people, and they're good people, just helping out Bobby. Okay? Has anybody seen a police report from this situation? I mean, I'm just curious. Have you seen an actual police report from this situation? I mean, maybe it's out there, maybe it's not. I don't know. But there's a police report, right? Shouldn't there, and who's going to see the police report? Okay, but who do you think is going to see or vouch for this police report? It's the same one that's doing the GoFundMe. It'd be Pat. Pat will be like, yeah, I see the police report. It's legit. I bet you $1 million. That's just the way it is, man. It's just fucking. If there's a hustle, there's Pat, man. He's like the lawyer. He's like the mafia. Who was the mafia? Remember the Godfather? They had the mafia lawyer. That's Pat. Pat's the mafia lawyer. He's always there. Yeah, he's gonna fucking do all the edges and make sure everything smooths over and then. Remember on the orphans, it was Pat. Everything's on the up and up. We're good. It's all good. Everything's counted for, and it's all this shit. It'll be the same thing with this, but it's just like, that's just my question. It's like, everybody's like, Bobby's telling the truth, but nobody's seen a police report. And honestly, honest to God, I believe Bobby. If Bobby's, maybe I'm wrong, but you know what? Let me tell you something. Bobby's running this thing so well that I believe him right now. I'm like, you know what? I believe you, Bobby. I believe in this shit, man. Fucking here's my money. But it's all good, man. What are you gonna do, man? It is life, man. You get out and you waste your fucking money on stupid shit every day. You know what I'm saying? Why not help a friend out? So that's my thought. Bobby's an old silver fox. He'll admit it. Maybe not right this very second, but he's the fucking silver fox, man. The motherfucker knows how to run a game. He knows how to hustle. And motherfucker, he pulled it off this week, man. So, man, that nothing but props to Bobby, man. So, that's what I got to say about that. So, nothing but love here, man. Nothing but love. I'm glad he got his, I'll be honest to God, I'm glad that he got his situation, because I could tell it was bothering him, whatever it is, man. If he's telling the truth, that, this kind of situation, we're going to get old one day too, and hopefully we're fortunate enough to have people help us out as well. You know what I'm saying? So, man, thanks for hanging out, man. Brother Brian's out of here.